Hello everyone and welcome to Momentum channel. My name is Mo, and in this video, as part of our weekly stock market investment portfolio challenge with Wealthsimple Trade, we are providing you another update in terms of where our portfolio is and how we are making progress towards our target of reaching $250,000. This is a small portfolio account that we started from mere $500, and we are well on track to growing this portfolio to a much larger position. What we're going to do, we're going to walk you through exactly what stocks or ETFs we've purchased over the span of the past week, what stocks ETF we've sold, as well as any dividend income that we've had. We will also towards the end talk about what is going to be our strategy for the week ahead in the stock market and how we're going to approach the volatile stock market in the upcoming days. So without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, as you see here on the screen, here we have a visual of where our portfolio is. You notice that our overall account balance is currently sitting at $25,543. It is showing a little bit of decline compared to the previous week because of the pullbacks in the stock market. Nonetheless, we are gradually and continuously adding to our deposits, so we'll take a look at it in a little while, but definitely gradually taking advantage of that, buying into stocks and ETFs during their weaknesses and growing this portfolio. You notice here some changes as well. As we've added some new dividend stocks to our portfolio, the estimated dividend income, the annual estimated dividend income for our portfolio is now growing. It is now at $395.73, the estimated 1-year dividend income. Also, our average yield has come up, has gone up by, now it's sitting at 1.58% dividend yield. So this is our average dividend yield for our portfolio as a whole. For our US dollar stocks in our portfolio, the dividend paying ones, their overall average yield is at 1.92%. And for those that are Canadian dividend paying stocks, the average yield is at 1.22%. As you notice here, in terms of the sector breakdown, majority of our holdings are in information technology, followed by healthcare and financials. These are our top 3 holdings, and these 3 sectors, in fact, account for about roughly around 80% of our overall investments, which is quite considerable, which is why we've started to set some specific targets and trying to take advantage of the remaining upcoming weeks to balance our portfolio a little bit better and get closer to those target settings. And I'm gonna show it to you right away. All right, as you notice here in our sector pie chart, the column that is highlighted here is the one that we are showing our current sector breakdowns, and the targets are the ones that we have set ourselves, and we want to bring these targets kind of to realization. So for example, for energy, the target that I've set is at 3%, meaning to say that we want to gradually increase our stocks or ETF that are in energy sector. For the information technology, you notice here that we want to actually bring it down. For the 47% of weightage of investment that we have, we want to bring it closer down to 35%. This could be done through a different number of approaches. One is by selling our existing stocks or ETF in information technology, which most likely that's not our plan. The approach that we're going to be taking is that by adding more to our deposits into our account and utilizing that money and deposit to buy shares of ETF or stocks in other sectors. That would automatically readjust the percentages and bring the weightage for information technology lower as we buy into other sectors. So that is really another approach that we're taking. And for healthcare, roughly around that, we are going to maintain it at around 20%. We are comfortable with the fact that we want to maintain financials, information technology, as well as healthcare as our top 3 sector breakdowns, but we want to balance it out a little bit more in a streamlined manner. Looking at our dividend income, we want to also take a look at it here. The month of July so far, we've earned $7.31 in terms of dividend, which is gradually growing compared to the week before. I'm going to walk you over our dividend income in a moment. With that, I'm just going to quickly flag that our total gain for this portfolio since inception is at 37.5% roughly. So it is quite a decent return for our stock and portfolio. Let's take a look at our dividend income and walk you through our recent dividend income. Our lifetime dividend income is at $409.82. But if you look at our most recent dividend income, you notice here that in the months of July, towards the end, we are earning some dividend income from VRE, from Morguard, from Artis Real Estate Investment, as well as from Store Capital. We've also earned a decent $1.29 dividend income from a utilities company, Canadian one, AQN, and we've also earned some more dividend income from True North Real Estate Investment Trust, TNT, as well as Pizza Royalty, PZA, which is another Canadian company, and these are kind of a monthly dividend paying. Like for example, Pizza, it's a monthly dividend paying, and we've been gathering that income on a monthly basis. I'm going to walk you through what stocks we've bought or sold recently in terms of our transactions. And from there on, I want to walk you through what is going to be our portfolio like and what's our game plan for the week ahead. Just quickly, recently we bought a number of different shares. We also sold a couple of them. In fact, we only sold one share of our Liberty Defense holding. We had one share existing and we sold that at a profit. We also had one share of Good Food Market Corporation, and we sold it at the price of $9.40 and cashed out the balance and utilized that money to kind of streamline our portfolio. In terms of stocks that we bought, though, there's a much longer list. You notice here that we bought anything from Real Matters to EARK Invests. We also bought fractional shares of Shopify. We made a video recently. Wealthsimple Trade has offered the option of buying fractional shares. So we utilize that to buy fractional shares of Shopify. This is actually a small amount. It's rounded, but actually with the amount of dollar value that we invested around $20 here. We also invested around $5 or so here as well, and that resulted in kind of the amount that you notice here in terms of the fractional shares of Shopify. We bought one share of Manulife. We bought also one share of Pizza. We bought into XDV, HCLN, and VMD. The new company and position that we've added to our portfolio is Arlo Technologies, and we bought one share at the price of $6 USD, which was equivalent to $7.69 Canadian dollars. And obviously with Wealthsimple Trade, if you buy into US dollar stocks or ETFs, you have to pay the fee, which is actually showcased here, and that's actually based on the transaction fee that they charge. Let us take a look at our portfolio, and for the ease of reference, we've kind of sorted them out by the overall gain, sorting from the highest gain percentage to the lowest. And the green ones obviously are showing the ones that are in positive return. So we're going to walk you through and some highlights. Some of the facts that I want to bring to your attention is that our best performing position is the one share that we have with CrowdStrike. It is showing a positive return of 155%. The following that, we have 4 shares of Artis Real Estate Investment Trust, AX.UN, and those are showing a return of 73.6%, followed by 3 shares of RioCan Real Estate Investment Trust, REI, and those are showing a return of 51.7% return. Those are pretty impressive, and you can see from this portfolio how much dividend income we've earned so far. That's captured in the lifetime dividend income, as well as what is the estimated annual dividend for these specific stocks or ETFs based on their distribution or dividend yield that they have. Moving down, I want to focus a little bit more on the ones that are in negative territory. Many of them are just fractionally in the negative territory, like for example, under 1% or around 1 to 2%. There are a couple of those though that are a much larger, negative territory. For instance, our worst performing stock is Plug Power. It is showing a negative, roughly about 41% return. Plug Power is one of those stocks that I've done a little bit more research recently on over the weekend, and definitely have added actually a limit buy order. I intend to buy at least one more share of Plug Power in the week ahead if it reaches the purchase limit buy price that I am comfortable with. I think the limit buy order that I've put for it is hovering around $25 or so and change. based on my research, I think it is a worthwhile investment for me. I want to definitely take advantage of dollar cost averaging and be patient with that. If the stock continues to drop further, I wouldn't worry. And in fact, most likely would continue to add more, but not necessarily rushing into it. I would gradually make my way into dollar cost averaging. Greenland renewables, again, this is one of our heavy negative earners here in terms of the return. It's closer to 38% negative return. We've been adding to it steadily. The stock price has been keep dropping, but again, at the current price of $1.28, we think that it is considered to be a opportunity for us to add more. So we've added a number of other limit buy orders for Greenland and gradually making our way to buy more shares. Personally, I think anything around 1.20 or even below that, at this point, we would like to add more. We are not comfortable with that, but we are not again going to buy a lot because the stock has been quite volatile. We don't want to rush into it. Gradually buy and add to our existing shares. These are not the dividend paying companies. As for Hyliion, I mentioned to you in the previous stock video, we won't intend to actually buy more. We will just hold on to it right now. Corsair is one other company that we talked about we wanted to buy, and we in fact did. As we talked about last week, we've added to share of Corsair. The stock price has continued to drop even further than what we bought it for and what we envisioned the price going to go drop by. So we might be adding one more limit buy order gradually over the span of the upcoming week and possibly buy one more share of Corsair. Anything under $29, we are comfortable with adding to our existing shares. Those are our key stocks that we want to intend to buy. As for NEO, although it's in a negative territory of around 15 to 16%, we don't intend to add more. We are comfortable with holding on to that as is. The other one that I would like to gradually dollar cost average is VMD. It is now at 6.34% negative territory, but with the price to earnings ratio for that being so low, and overall it actually just reaching its 52-week low price, we would think that this is an opportunity for us to add to our existing shares. So those are some of our stocks that we intend to buy. With EARK Invest, we are gradually buying more to those. If they drop, we will continue to add more. Those are ETFs, and we are comfortable with increasing our ETFs. And in fact, the target for our ETFs that I showed you earlier on was at a higher range, and we wanted to gradually add to our target for ETFs. So in fact, currently we are only about 2% invested into ETFs, so we want to bring it up to 10%, adding a little more that of a passive investing approach to our portfolio. In terms of our milestones, if you look at it here, we've added a couple of new milestones here, including the projected annual dividend income, or ADI, projected ADI. The $300, right now we've already met that. We're actually getting closer to projected annual dividend income of $400 with our Wealthsimple Trade portfolio. But the other milestones that we've added here are $500, $800, and $1,200. As we progress, of course, these milestones get adjusted, and we might actually add more challenging ones, but for the time being, these are the ones that are pushing us to get to grow this portfolio. My goal for this account and portfolio is that by the end of this year, I can bring it up beyond the levels it is, probably closer to $30,000 to $35,000, but that remains to be seen, and we have to take a close look at it. And as we deposit into account, I will definitely keep you posted. There you have it, folks, a quick review of our stock portfolio challenge that we have here with Wealthsimple Trade, and how we are envisioning to grow this portfolio into a much larger plan. The ultimate goal is to grow it into $250,000. Love to hear from you and know what your thoughts are. What are the stocks or ETFs that you are currently buying at the stock market right now? Or are you perhaps saving your money as cash on the side? What is your approach in the stock market investing? Love to hear from you. Be sure to leave us a comment down below and let us know what you think. As always, if you enjoyed this video and found it beneficial, I appreciate it if you can give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from the video as well. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Momentum channel. Here on Momentum Finance, we post every week several videos about investing and financial freedom. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time.